diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and today I have with me Quay Brown, who's a safety out of Southern Illinois. How are you, sir?
Doing well, Jimmy. How are you?
Doing fine. Why don't you go ahead and just kind of tell me a little bit about yourself? Tell me where you're from.
I'm from DeLand, Florida. We're located about 15 miles west of Daytona Beach. I was actually born in Daytona Beach, but I've been living in DeLand ever since I was about 6 years old. I was raised here, and I've been residing here ever since.
Cool. And obviously, you're a safety out at Southern Illinois. Just kind of tell me a little bit about your journey there to Southern Illinois, and just kind of I don't know, maybe just like a brief summary of your career, if you don't mind.
Right. I had a variety of offers coming out of high school. Southern was my, I think, seventh offer, and but with Southern, who I had my best relationship with as far as with the coaches. I had a great relationship with Coach Hill and Coach Flieger, who was at SIU at the time. They did a great job communicating with me, made me feel like family, So when I finally came on my official visit, January 8th of 2016, with the facilities and everything, it was everything I expected, everything I was looking for, and I felt like I could better myself here. And it was just, I knew it was one of those places, one of those situations where you knew that was the place for you. So I went ahead and committed on my official visit.
Great. And obviously you've had some good seasons there. I mean, I know 2019 was really just your best season. Having 105 tackles, 74 solo, and 12 pass deflections. So I mean, you're able to really do a whole lot of things. Really being that tackling machine there at Southern Illinois. What do you think is I don't know, maybe like the best part of your game? Maybe one of your best attributes as a player.
I would say my versatility. I feel like, I can cover a man coverage, off coverage, press coverage. I can play in the back end and in the zone. I can come down, insert in the box whenever needed. I feel like I could just do a lot of things.
Great. And I don't know, is there maybe a guy in the league or a person that maybe you model your game after?
I want to say one of my favorite safeties of all time, Brian Dawkins. Just that, that overall safety. He has all the tangibles you look for in a safety. He's just a fearless player, very intelligent. And also like a Buda Baker is a guy who I've been watching over the past year, and I kind of try to model my game after.
Great. And, obviously you're talking there a little bit about Brian Dawkins and Buda Baker. A lot of great names there. Tell me about this off season for you, man. I mean, obviously, not a lot of games being played. I mean, I know your team played one game, although you decided to, sit out of that game. How are you staying motivated, during this time?
Stay motivated by going back and looking at film from the previous season, just trying to figure out things that I can improve upon, which is what I've been doing this entire off season. Is just trying to better myself physically and mentally, looking back on plays that I left out on the field that I knew I could have made, just trying to eliminate those areas in the future.
Gotcha. And kind of walk me through maybe one of those moments where like you were studying film and it actually played out well for you, like on the field. Again, just kind of give me an example of, you and your work in studying your opponents really played out on the field.
I would say last year versus Indiana State, we had been studying them all week. We understood that they, a big Wildcat team. So there was actually a play where the Wildcat quarterback at the time, he received the snap. He took this long, elongated step. Just kind of, those situations where they try to make it look like it's going to be a run. But I knew it was fishy because they hadn't shown any passes out of Wildcat all season. And it was one of those situations where I knew he wasn't actually going to run it. So I stayed back in my zone, got eyes on the receiver, looked for a vertical threat. and there was a receiver going vertical off to my left side. So I immediately ran over there, got eyes back in the backfield, and I was able to get an interception, which was my first career interception.
Great. So your first career interception was last year? Is that what you were saying, or before then?
Last year.
Okay, great.
2019.
So,
yeah.
One of the big knocks on small schoolers, from fans and maybe even evaluators, is that they don't play anybody, which I know in your case is BS. I mean, I know you've played a lot of great talent over the years in the Missouri Valley Conference. Who have been some of those guys that have really just kind of stood out for you? Some guys that have maybe gained your respect over the years.
Tight end. So that was my redshirt freshman year. We played against Dallas Goddard, who's a tight end now for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was drafted, I believe, second round. Easton Stick, former quarterback at North Dakota State, who was the quarterback that came in the year after Carson Wentz, I believe. James Robinson just last season, now the starting running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's another great running back I was able to play against. And those are some of the most notable guys I've been able to play against over the last few years.
Gotcha. And of course, guys like Trey Lance. I mean, it seems like North Dakota State just kind of churns out quarterbacks. So, I mean, obviously you see those guys regularly. So, I mean, people really need to know that, I mean, you're actually seeing like pro level caliber players, I mean, coming out of your conference. A lot of great talent. I mean, you can turn on the tape and really see a whole lot of great guys. I mean, guys that, potentially going to be defensive rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, even. I mean, a lot of great talent. Also, I guess we should also mention, some of your, achievements there in the weight room. I mean, I know that you, really get at it there as well. You were telling me that you were able to get 17 reps on that 225 bench, which I think is a great number. And also a 38-inch vertical. So, I mean, I know that some evaluators really want to know those numbers. And I think that those are pretty good. I mean, those are some good things to really hang your hat on. What about some of those other things like your 40 and such? I mean, have you prepared for that yet? I mean, have you been practicing that, or what's your status on that, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, we haven't been able to run it just yet to get our times, but I've certainly been preparing myself for that, constantly working on my hamstring strength, just my overall leg strength and explosiveness, so I can run a great time when that time comes.
Cool. Well, I mean, I know a lot of guys are really focusing on that. I mean, obviously, some guys really just kind of take their time to just kind of focus on, stuff on the field. I mean, get your work in on the field. I mean, because obviously tape is more important than like, these, underwear Olympics that they put guys through. So tell me maybe about, I don't know, one of your best moments on the field, maybe a highlight that you're willing to share.
One of my best moments, I would say last year going into halftime versus UT Martin, the running back had sprung through the hole. I think it was through like the boundary B gap. They actually tried to crack block me with the boundary receiver. I was able to, make a move and shut off that tackle. And I came and I saw the running back running. He had the ball like exposed. So the first thing I thought was to come and just punch the ball. I was able to come and punch the ball out. We recovered it. I believe we were able to score going into the half. We were tied, I think, 14-14 at the moment when I punched the ball out. We were able to score going into half. I think we went up either 17 or 21-14, and that gave us momentum for the rest of the game. We were able to go ahead and win that game.
Great. I mean, obviously last year, a lot of good plays. I mean, obviously, playing against guys like UT Martin, getting that forced fumble. Obviously, those are some great moments. Also played against some FBS opponents. I mean, I know you had 14 tackles against UMass. So, I mean, really just holding your own with almost anybody, obviously. So, tell me who Quay Brown is like outside of football, man. I mean, obviously, you're a student athlete. You had recently graduated with a degree in sports administration. So tell me anything else about yourself that you really want to share. I mean, any interests, hobbies, passions, anything that you want people to, learn about you with this video.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of music, so I listen to a lot of music all the time. I'm constantly trying to find like new and upcoming artists. I listen to a variety of music. Anything that's good, I'll basically listen to it. I'm also pretty adventurous. I love traveling. I was actually able to visit Europe last summer. That was a great experience. I certainly look to go back to Europe once COVID and everything uphells and we're able to, get back to traveling and stuff or whatnot. Um, and those are some of the primary things I'm doing off the field.
Cool, man. I mean, sounds good. I mean, one of these days, hopefully, I could do the same. Get myself like out to Europe. I mean, it's definitely been one of my dreams. To get out there and explore that. My next question that I have on my interview paper here is, if you had the opportunity maybe to give your younger self, just a tidbit of advice in order to prepare him for like the next 4 or 5 years of playing football, what would you tell your younger self? What would you tell young, like 17-year-old Clay?
I would tell my younger self to just be better prepared physically and mentally going into college. It's a much faster game and it's a lot more mental than it is in high school. High school, you get away with some stuff that you cannot get away with in college at all. So I'll tell myself to, just work on my technique and just learn more about the game so that I'll be better prepared going into college.
Great. Usually about this time in the interview, I just kind of give you the floor to maybe give some shout outs to some people, whether it be family, friends, coaches, teammates. Who would you like to give a shout out to at this time?
I want to give a shout out to my 2 former teammates and close friends, Madre Harper and Jeremy Chin. Madre is a current player for the New York Giants, and Jeremy Chin is a
Yeah, man, Jeremy Chin, he's a beast, man, really doing some great things. Tell me more about those guys.
Yeah, Jeremy's having a phenomenal season. He's on pace to, go and win Defensive Rookie of the Year, which I'm pretty confident he will be. He's put up the numbers, and he honestly deserves it. Madre Harper's, I constantly talk to him all the time. He's steady working, doing whatever it takes to help out his team as well.
Cool. Anybody else that you want to, give some shout outs to, maybe some coaches or anybody that you want to give some love to?
Yeah, I also want to give a shout out to my coach back in high school. He's my position coach as well as a mentor. He was a guy that I would say brought out the best of me. He allowed me to see the potential I had as a player, and it's just been something that's changed me forever, I would say, just as far as me believing in myself and constantly working to become what I believe I could become.
Great. Really only a couple more questions I have for you. This next one is what I try and ask everybody, and it's the why question. So tell me maybe why you play football. Tell me maybe your motivation.
Right. My biggest motivation is certainly the opportunities that football can bring you. I've been blessed enough to get my bachelor's degree, which I just obtained this following weekend from football. Being able to be on a full ride scholarship, that's been honestly a huge blessing. And I also do it for my family. The opportunities that I'll be given from football alone, I can change my life and as well as my family's life forever, and it's just something I always think about. So every time, I'm having a tough day or something like that, and it's hard for me to get my mind right, I think about my family, and that gets me right up out of bed or whatnot and be able to go and do what I need to do to be successful at this game.
Great. So go ahead and give me your pitch. I mean, it's like the last thing that I ask, and that is just kind of your pitch to a professional team. I mean, obviously, we don't know exactly what's going to go on, like whether or not you'll be in this draft class or the following. But whenever that time comes, I want you to give those teams your pitch as to why they should draft you, sign you? What kind of player would they be getting if they took a chance on you?
They're going to get a player that's going to come in from day one and give his absolute all. I'm the type of player. I'm the type of player that believes in putting in work and getting results from the work that you put in. So like every single day, I'm going to better myself in any type of way possible to go out and help the team. Uh, I'm all about, winning. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to go and win a championship, prepare myself the best I can be so I can go out and help the team in any way possible, whether if that's special teams or if I'm out there as a starter. I'm going to do whatever's needed on my end to help us win games.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a very consistent, very physical, defensive back. I mean, I know, like you had said before, I mean, you play, sometimes there as a nickel or maybe as like a boundary guy, or strong safety. I mean, however you want to define that. But I mean, you do offer a lot of, a lot of versatility that I know teams can use. I mean, I know that you are one of the top, really one of the top small school safeties that I have on my board. So, I mean, obviously, even if you were available this season, I mean, there would be some opportunities for you. But, I mean, I know that you got a season that you really want to play this upcoming spring. So, I mean, I do wish you best of luck in that and anything else moving forward. Quay, I really appreciate our time together, man. I wish you best of luck
Absolutely appreciate that.
in all that. Thanks a lot for your time, man.